Good morning. Welcome to Warrior Wisdom Wednesday on Coffee with Alain. Hope your week is going well. This morning I am drinking out of a Reflex Protect mug because I'm going to be teaching a live Reflex Protect class later today, Reflex Protect Defensive Spray, to members of a local church. One of a couple different churches I'm working with. One in town, working with a church in California right now as well, because places are looking for different tools and ways to increase their security, stay more safe. And Reflex Protect being non-lethal, being able to use indoors without cross-contamination, having a fast, effective decon when needed, just makes it a good tool for churches, hospitals, schools, businesses to have as one of their layers to increase the security and safety of the institution. It's also a good thing for personal carry. Gives you that less lethal option. Even if you carry a firearm, you should be carrying a less lethal option because you're going to find yourself in situations where a less lethal is more prudent more often than you will find yourself where lethal force is necessary. So it's just a good option to have, and it makes it so you have those options, because without it, you're stuck with limited opportunities and ways to defeat things. So Reflex Protect, going to be teaching that later today. So that's why I'm drinking out of a Reflex Protect tactical mug this morning. Wanted to share a little bit of warrior wisdom today. And the warrior wisdom I wanted to share comes from this book, Sun Tzu Said, by Lawrence Kane and Kris. I think that's a great title. But if you saw the episode of Coffee with Alain where Lawrence Kane was a guest, this title, because of shit being in the title, it hurt some of their organic search engine findings because of the word on Amazon and stuff. Even though big name authors can get away with using swear words in their titles, Lawrence was saying that actually hurt them a little bit, but it's still a great book. And so I wanted to share one little passage from it as our warrior wisdom for today. Sun Tzu wrote, "Security against defeat implies defensive tactics. Ability to defeat the enemy means taking the offensive. Whenever we fight, we must push the enemy. As the adage states, the best defense is a good offense. Fighting defensively is a losing proposition. Siege warfare is the ultimate defensive action of a person, a city-state, or a business enterprise. Under siege, we are left with little option but to attempt to repel assaults as they occur, expending vital resources to, at best, hold our own as initiative favors the adversary. Unless we were able to start successful counter-offensive, all we can hope for is to delay the inevitable, unless reinforcements arrive or some outside force bails us out of trouble. For instance, in 52 AD, Vercingetorix, 82 to 46 BC, a Gallic king found himself and 80,000 of his men under siege by a force of 60,000 Romans at the fortress of Alesia. The Romans, under the leadership of Julius Caesar, rebuffed a spirited counterattack by his forces. The siege continued. And Vercingetorix, I'm butchering his name, I apologize, was ultimately defeated, brought to Rome in chains, and ultimately executed 6 years later. Likewise, in most any violent encounter, a skillful aggressor may overwhelm and defeat a defensive fighter. For the win, you must use aggressive defense. In any defensive position, maintain the ability to strike when the right opportunity presents itself. You lose. Playing not to lose in practical reality is playing to lose slowly. This is no path to victory." So you can see how what they do on each passage of Sun Tzu, they have some commentary about it, and then they have a winning point and a losing point, and that's what the entire book goes through. Great book. I like that passage because it is so true. Defense is important, but if we only defend, we're not going to win. If on a sports field, defense can win games as long as the offense does some scoring. If you don't score at all, so you need to have the offensive. And even when you're defending, you have to look for the offense opportunities to take your opponent out to be victorious. And so I like that. It goes with that old saying, the best defense is a good offense, because there's some truth in that too. And I won't go 100% and say ignore defense. No, we don't want to do that. But we must have good offense, because offense is what's going to stop the other person. And that's so true in self-defense. You got to stop him. And defensive covering up and everything there to keep yourself safe. If he keeps raining on you, you can only defend so long, and it's going to get ugly. You have to have the offensive and take it to him and stop him. And Sun Tzu said that centuries ago with the shit that he said, right? Check out this book on Amazon if you're interested. If you like Sun Tzu like I do, it's a different take on Sun Tzu. I probably have 30 different Sun Tzu books or more back there. Sun Tzu for business, Sun Tzu for this, Sun Tzu for that. Shit Sun Tzu says, and they all have different takes and different lessons from that classic text. Some of them are different translations because you can get something different from the translation. But this is a good one. Some practical advice in there for modern times as well as older stuff. So I like that. Hope you enjoyed it. First, a little bit of wisdom on this Warrior Wisdom Wednesday. I'm going to sign off, get a few things done before I have to go teach. Hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday. Want to say good morning to Dixon. Dixon's here, and Dixon says, I don't recall who, but a chess master once beat a competitor by playing to a stalemate rather than to win. Is that really a win, though, with a stalemate? Isn't that a draw? I mean, I don't know. And I'm not sure either. And yeah, defense is important. And you could go as far as saying Bruce Lee fighting without fighting. We can win there. He won with letting the guy off the boat and let him float away and gave the rope to the peasants that the bully was doing, and Enter the Dragon. So there was a sort of a defensive move that won the war. So I get that. And that's why, I don't think defense is worthless. But I do think there's a lot of truth in you need a good offense at times. But I appreciate that, Dixon. Yeah, because I'm not sure about that one. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't signed up yet. EnjoyLifeSafely.com. Make it a Warrior Wisdom Wednesday. Be here on Friday. Going to have a special guest. I'll talk more about him tomorrow. I'll do some posting about him. But we're going to have a special guest on Friday. But I will also be back tomorrow.